only people who we can honestly compete with is ourselves. It's like, is this the best I can make today? Have I gone further than I've gone before? That's all we can do.
I've been thinking a lot lately about something the legendary music producer Rick Rubin once said. He put it bluntly: the best art divides the audience. If everyone likes it, you probably haven't gone far enough. In the end, you are the only one that has to love it. Now, on the surface, this might seem a little intense, especially for us as gaming content creators and streamers. We're often told to chase trends, appeal to the widest audience possible, but also not ruffle any feathers in the process. But what if that very approach is the thing holding you back? What if playing it safe is actually the riskiest thing that we can do in our creative journey? My own journey to bold. There are so many times that I myself have held back my opinion when it comes to industry trends, games, or just the mindset of a creator in general, and little did I know until now when I started opening up about it, that was actually holding me back. Take a look back at my previous videos. For the first time, I'm actually making progress. You might be asking yourself why I held back my opinion. I didn't want negative comments, I didn't want to lose followers, and I was worried about being misunderstood in the community that I was trying to foster. It's a real fear that a lot of creators face, and I'm sure a lot of you watching this video can relate to it on some level. We pour so much into this. The thought of being met negatively online is something that can be downright paralyzing for some individuals. I started to push past the fear. I decided to break out of my box and post a couple of things that I wouldn't normally. My genuine, unfiltered thoughts. And you know what? Those videos that I was hesitant to post were actually the ones that have done the most for me in my long span of YouTube. People engaged with them well. There was genuine conversation in the comments. It wasn't a bunch of backlash, a bunch of people attacking people for their ideas, their point of view, and their opinion in general. It was a huge eye-opener for me. It turns out that some of the things that you are scared to post are actually the things your audience is looking for. Problem: why we play it safe. So why do we as content creators tend to fall into this trap? The fear of toxicity and cancel culture. This is a massive one in gaming. The internet can be a wild place, and the fear of angry comments or being labeled negatively for not conforming to the popular opinion is very real. We see it happen to others, and it makes us feel hesitant to share our very own opinions. Chasing the hype cycle. For us gaming content creators, there is a massive pressure to play what is popular right now or to express positive opinions about those games. Even if we secretly deep down do not feel that way, this can lead to content that feels very forced and uninspired. The generic streamer trap. Trying to appeal to everyone means trying to avoid any opinion that might alienate anyone. And what does that create? Content that's bland, indistinguishable, and easily forgotten. We become just another face in the crowd, simply playing the game without any strong or unique insights. The meta trap for competitive games. For those in competitive gaming, there's the pressure to follow the dominant meta, even if you have a creative or alternative strategy you genuinely believe in. You might think, if I don't play the meta, then my audience might think that I'm bad or just don't know what I'm doing. Sponsorship and studio worries. For larger creators, there is a subtle fear about upsetting studios, losing access to game codes, or even losing sponsorships. This might create a filter on what we feel comfortable saying when creating content. Safe approach, while seeming low effort and stable, can actually lead to stagnation. If you don't stretch your comfort zone, it will eventually shrink, and that's a problem. Because in today's gaming content landscape, simply playing a game isn't enough. Audiences are looking for more. So what's the alternative? Don't worry, I have the answer. It's time to introduce you to something that I like to call bold content. This is about branching out, taking risks, and expressing your unique perspective. Authenticity over algorithm. While algorithms reward consistency, audiences reward authenticity. Your genuine, even spicy takes are what truly connect with viewers beyond just the game being played. It's about being you, not just a content machine. Building a community, not just an audience. When you express strong opinions, you attract like-minded individuals. These aren't just passive viewers. You are building a community of people that share like-minded interests and enjoy what you have to say. They may agree or disagree, but they can actually have a really nice conversation down in the comments, going back and forth without jabbing each other like most people do. Differentiating yourself in a saturated market. There are millions of gaming content creators. Your specific, well-articulated opinions, even if they're not popular, are what make you stand out in that community, offering a uniqueness that is kind of hard to find these days. Everyone plays Valorant, but you have a strong, unique take on character and map design. Expressing those opinions might make you unique in that space, sparking engagement and discussion. Strong opinions generate comments, debates, and deeper interaction in chat or comment sections. This is gold for engagement metrics and fostering a lively community. People want to talk about what they care about, and your bold and unique takes might be exactly what somebody needs to get the conversation rolling. The Rick Rubin principle in action. If your review of an unusually praised game is "it's great, 10 out of 10, you're not adding much, but if you articulate why you think it's overrated or highlight specific flaws others miss, you provide unique value. Conversely, if you passionately defend a game that others usually pan off to the side, that's also incredibly compelling. It's about adding your voice to the conversation. Creative freedom and personal satisfaction. Honestly, it's just more fulfilling to create content that genuinely reflects the games that you love or hate. Again, this is your art, and at the end of the day, you are the only person that has to love it. How to embrace your point of view and handle the heat. So how do we actually do this? How do we express our point of view without inviting chaos? Identify your hot takes and know your why. Don't just say game X sucks. Ask yourself why you believe it. Is it the mechanics, the story, the monetization? Articulate your reasoning. For example, you could say, I think Cyberpunk 2077 was actually good at launch because its narrative ambition, even with bugs, was groundbreaking for an RPG. Focus on the game or topic. No personal attacks. This is crucial. Know the difference between expressing a strong opinion about a game, mechanic, or trend and personally attacking other players or creators. Maintain respect even in disagreement. It's about the idea, not the person. Lean into your niche. If you have a specific genre or type of game that you love, become the voice for nuanced opinions within that space. Your distinct perspective becomes the defining characteristic of your content. Don't fear the dislikes or negative comments. This is where the Rick Rubin quote really comes into play. Frame negative reactions as proof that you're making an impact and generating a reaction. Not everyone will agree, and that's the point. Divided audience means that you're not boring. Side note, this doesn't mean clickbait or rage bait. That's not expressing your genuine self, and if it is, there's some counselors online that you could probably talk to. Now let's be real, when you put yourself out there, you will encounter negativity, but it's vital to distinguish between genuine, even if harsh, constructive criticism or malicious trolling. Constructive criticism. This might be tough to hear, but sometimes constructive criticism can offer you valuable insight into your creative process when it comes to making content. Pause before reacting emotionally. Take a breath, maybe get a drink, sit down and actually analyze if there's any proof behind these words of criticism. If you made an error, own it. Transparency builds trust. Trolling. These are usually bad faith actors that are driven by the desire to provoke people for their own amusement and not to engage in genuine discussion. These people usually only get a victory if they get something out of upsetting you. Honestly, the best strategy when it comes to avoiding stuff like this is just to ignore it, push it off to the side, delete them if they're too harsh, and make sure that you have a good moderation team. And remember, you don't have to win every single argument, especially with somebody that's not arguing in good faith. The creators who truly stand out in the crowded online space are those who demonstrate conviction in their viewpoints, a willingness to speak your truth and stand by your opinions. Even if they are controversial, this builds a powerful brand identity. This confidence attracts a highly engaged and loyal audience who values your perspective above all else. So if you take one thing away from the video, let it be this. Your perspective as a creator in general is your biggest asset. Don't silence it for the sake of mass appeal. Don't let the fear of a few negative comments keep you from connecting with a community that's out there and waiting for your authentic voice. Now I'm going to extend a challenge to you. Think about the one opinion you've been sitting on, something that's been ruminating in your brain for a while now. On your next piece of content, why don't you branch out just a little bit, express those viewpoints, and see who you can resonate with. Maybe you'll learn something along the way that changes your entire perspective, something that shifts your thoughts about something that you had previously been so stuck on. This is the great benefit about having those genuine conversations, as you are opening your entire worldview up to things that you might have missed. Someone like you that's watching this has your entire own world. We all experience it differently. Why not share our points of view? And with that being said, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you did enjoy, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. I'm trying to make different kinds of videos. Also going to be doing the gaming stuff, but I'm really locked in on this right now. So if you're enjoying these, make sure to let me know down in the comments. If you have a perspective that you want to share on something that you might feel is polarizing, also go down there. I'm always open to conversation. That's gonna be it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.